Today is going to be a fun one. Got a new book I am totally stoked on, and just to mix it up, keep things zesty, I'm having it's a fake beer. Today is Sunday, Sabbath. Don't really feel inclined to work. So, here we go. This book is called The Library, and it's like a catalog of library history. So, here we go. In England, between 1536 and 1539, the monastic orders and all that belonged to them were annihilated, as John Willis Clark wrote in his 1906 The Care of Books. Upwards of 800 monasteries were suppressed, and as a consequence, 800 libraries were done away with, varying in size and importance from Christ Church, Canterbury, with its 2,000 volumes, to small houses with little more than the necessary service books. By the year 1540, the only libraries left in England were those at the two universities and in the cathedrals of the old foundation. Further, the royal commissioners made no attempt to save any of the books with which the monasteries were filled. The buildings were pulled down and the materials sold. The plate was melted, and the books were either burnt or put to the vilest uses to which waste literature can be subjected. Those included tearing pages from manuscripts to wrap food, scour candlesticks, and polish boots. The Protestant John Bale lamented the terrible destruction of the book's careless dispersal to grocers and bookbinders, and by the shipload to foreign nations. To destroy the libraries in such a manner, without consideration, was a national disgrace, a horrible and ineradicable infamy. Upon the dissolution of German monasteries and religious institutions, the fruits of centuries of zealous collecting were carelessly disposed of or destroyed as papist literature. Many ecclesiastical libraries, such as the one at Renheinsbrunn, meant total destruction. The printer, author, philanthropist, landscape architect, and member of Parliament Thomas Jones is best known for his development, late in the 18th century, of the Hafod estate in Wales as an exemplary picturesque landscape. One page. Now, surprise, surprise, we're doing one page of the Holy Bible. Random page, here we go. Daniel 7:23. Of the holy people of the Most High, and the time came when they possessed the kingdom. He gave me this explanation. The fourth beast is a fourth kingdom that will appear on earth. It will be different from all other kingdoms, and will devour the whole earth, trampling it down and crushing it. The 10 horns are 10 kings who will come from this kingdom. After them another king will arise, different from the earlier ones. He will subdue 3 kings. He will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people and try to change the set times and the laws. The holy people will be delivered into his hands for a times and a half time. But the court will sit, and his power will be taken away and completely destroyed forever. Then the sovereignty, power, and greatness of all the kingdoms under heaven will be handed over to the holy people of the Most High. His kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, and all rulers will worship and obey him. This is the end of the matter. I, Daniel, was deeply troubled by my thoughts, and my face turned pale, but I kept the matter to myself. Daniel's vision of a ram and a goat. In the 3rd year of King Belshazzar's reign, I, Daniel, had a vision, after the one that had already appeared to me. In my vision I saw myself in the citadel of Susa, in the province of Elam. In the vision I was beside the Ulai Canal. I looked up, and there before me was a ram with 2 horns standing beside the canal, and the horns were long. One of the horns was longer than the other, but grew up later. I watched the ram as it charged toward the west and the north and the south. No animal could stand against it, and none could rescue from its power. It did as it pleased, and became great, As I was thinking about this, suddenly a goat with prominent horn between its eyes came from the west, crossing the whole earth without touching the ground. It came toward the two-horned ram I had seen standing beside the canal and charged at it in great rage. I saw it attack the ram furiously, striking the ram and shattering its two horns. The ram was powerless to stand against it. The goat knocked it to the ground and trampled on it, and none could rescue the ram from its power. The goat became very great, but at the height of its power the large horn was broken off, and in its place 4 prominent horns grew up toward the 4 winds of heaven. Out of one of them came another horn, which started small but grew in power to the south and to the east and toward the beautiful land. It grew until it reached the host of the heavens, and it threw some of the starry host down to the earth and trampled on them. It set itself up to be as great as the commander of the army of the Lord. It took away the daily sacrifice from the Lord, and his sanctuary was thrown down. Because of rebellion, the Lord's people and the daily sacrifice were given over to it. It prospered in everything it did, and truth was thrown to the ground. 1 page. Now, we're going to do 1 page of, I don't even know. Because it's Sunday, we're doing 1 page of T.D. Jakes, Before You Do. Random page, right in the middle. Have only known it for a short time. Meet people who have known them throughout different seasons of their lives. This will give you a clearer sense of their character. Ask to see the places where she grew up, the areas that are her favorites, where she spent her childhood. Try to get a read on his family culture. Every family has issues. There are no perfect family lies. But as you get closer, you need to have some idea what kind of family you are marrying into. Physical health issues may be difficult, but they are oh so essential to discuss. What about his health and genetic background? Are there serious issues that will come up if you decide to have children? Many families have emotional issues and anxieties that may not stop you from committing, but will provide you with a greater understanding of what's required to honor your vows. Physical health is an equally essential area of foundational understanding. What's her attitude toward money? More important than how much she has or doesn't have, the issue is her tendency to be frugal, generous, future-oriented, or present-minded. What are you willing to go in debt? What are you willing to go in debt to share? What are you willing to save for? What does the other person's current budget look like? Investigating your potential spouse may feel uncomfortable, but cannot be overlooked. Remember, this isn't a secret agent's agenda or a hired detective digging for dirt. You should let them know you better. You should let them know, I'm excited about our affection, but I do want and need to know you better. They will respect you if you avoid being sneaky, but be forthright and honest instead. When you do the research necessary to really know someone prior to marriage, then you become free to enjoy the relationship before you say, I do. Okay, that's 3 books, 1 page from each book. Thanks for tuning in.